So, hello and namaste. I'm Dr. Gaurang, and our pursuit to understand some interesting remedies and their pictures, and some of them which we are using at our daily practice. And we wish that you could get an idea and also try to use it in your practice. The remedy we are going to talk today about is the remedy, a very kind of lesser known remedy. We use it, but we don't know its indication very often. So let's try to explore this remedy. We'll try to understand the remedy Guaiacum today. So we'll talk about the remedy Guaiacum. Um, I think that the main sphere of action of Guaiacum, the remedy, is on the fibrous tissue. And that means it's a very important remedy for autoimmune related joint related problems, which means relation to the bones, ligaments, tissues, cartilage, muscle, muscular joints, affection. So it has a major action on fibrous tissues. And it causes a kind of a, you can say, kind of a arthritic diathesis in that. It's known as a very important remedy for acute rheumatism also. So what will happen is there's a sudden acute rheumatism and the joints are contracted. They are not able to move the joint at all. So very important terminology is like a contraction of limbs, stiffness and immobility. You know, the causticum remedy that we use very often is more for chronic deformities, but acute sudden contraction of joint with stiffness, immobility, with feeling that they must stretch, and aggravation by heat, which reminds you a little bit of ledum. Think about this remedy, Guaiacum. Very important for rheumatic pain in shoulder, arm, and hands. I have some very complicated cases of ankylosing spondylitis, complicated cases of rheumatism, shoulder rheumatism, of a rheumatism of one joint, typically of the elbow, tennis elbow, wrist rheumatism. After the joint kind of pain, suddenly there is a kind of a contraction. These joints become very swollen up. They are not able to tolerate any kind of pressure, cannot bear heat, cannot tolerate warmth. Immovable stiffness. This is a very important word, immovable stiffness. It's also a very important remedy for sciatica, lumbago, and a feeling of heat that shows the inflammation of joints. Guaiacum, ladies and gentlemen, the remedy Guaiacum. Always better by external pressure. Now here it reminds you of Formica rufa, but Formica rufa is better by rubbing. And it will also have that insect energy in that. And worse by motion, like bryonia, worse by heat, a little bit like bryonia, worse by cold, wet weather, rustox, like rustox, worse by touch, worse from 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. So night aggravation, typically. This rheumatism can often be in different parts of the body. I've seen patients with ankylosing spondylitis, cervical spondylitis. So there's a rheumatism of the neck. Pain often end in stitch, sudden contractions. Guaiacum. Often, patients may develop rheumatism. May develop a rheumatic sore throat. That means there is a tonsillitis, and after tonsillitis probably gets better, or along with that, patient develops joint pains like streptococcus, desire for apples, like Antimony tartoricum. Tongue is furred, lot of gas, very, very flatulent remedy. And that's why this could be a very important acute complementary to lycopodium. Respiratory sphere also, because it also has an action on pleurisy and pleuritic stitches. So very often men and women who have rheumatism joint pains or have rheumatic issues with the chest muscles, with the chest costochondritis, think about this remedy. Like ranunculus bulbosus, but it's more sensitive. That remedy. Very important for ovaritis with rheumatic patients. There's always in Guaiacum, you will see a tubercular diathesis, aching in nape, stiff neck, sore shoulders. Think about Guaiacum. Just today, I saw a very beautiful case of Guaiacum, and I wanted to share this remedy with you before I forget about the remedy. Let's try to understand Guaiacum a little bit more. Guaiacum can also be quite critical. They're quite censorious in that way. Sometimes contemptuous. So this is where they can be quite an egoistic remedy, who will blame others, who will look down on others, who will contradict others, who may be quite disobedient in that way. Hmm? Almost, this history reminds you a little bit of remedies like platina, haughty remedies like lycopodium, malicious, okay? Obstinate, reproaches others, desire to slander. Now, again, this reminds you of platina, viratram. Oh, that doctor, I went to that doctor. He was so ridiculous, that doctor. What the was that doctor doing? Guaiacum. Walking ameliorate. One of the patient today with Guaiacum, I asked, how do you feel after walking? I feel better. Guaiacum. They can be emotional also, very emotional. There is another layer to Guaiacum. With a lot of arthritis, they may develop a lonely staring state. They only stare, they can't move at all. That is, again, very close to bryonia. Shrieking for help, please. Doctor, help me. Help me. Guaiacum. Sadness and tuberculosis. So, this is from Nair repertory. There's a lot of strong tubercular diathesis here. Strong memory weakness, especially of names of people. They may later on in their life go towards meditation. Guaiacum. Very strange dreams of being stabbed, dreams of riot, dreams of murder, dreams of falling from high place. This is where you can think about a remedy like Thuya. Everything is narrow. This shows the whole area of stiffness. They often feel trapped. They say, I feel trapped being in this situation. Guaiacum in them. Guaiacum. I told you about desire for apples, all kind of fruits, sour fruits also. Very important, I told you, for shoulder rheumatism, frozen shoulder, right-sided shoulder, top of the shoulders, like ferrum, like sanguinaria. And also not just shoulder, but any kind of arm rheumatism, rheumatism of the arm, shoulder, elbow. These small joints or joints which are middle joints which may be affected. Wrist rheumatism. Feet rheumatism. Can develop osteomalacia. So it can be a very important remedy, not just for rheumatoid arthritis, for osteoarthritis, for osteomalacia, for autoimmune arthritis, scleroderma. Leg swelling right, immovable. There are many remedies for rheumatism other than Rustox. Again, the chest is affected, causing a lot of dry breath with shortness of breathing here in this remedy. Bone swelling, often the bone becomes spongy. That's why it could be a very important remedy for bone degeneration. Osteoporosis also. It's a very syphilitic remedy. Syphilitic miasm is strong here. And typically, muscles and arthritis, joints are badly affected. Also, in some cases, there can be tendency to suppuration, so osteomyelitis, and aggravation by touch, better by rubbing. Can come very close to Formica rufa, very close. What's the difference? Formica rufa, it's open boric materia medica, very interesting. But you will see it is better by warmth. Now, this is opposite to Guaiacum. Guaiacum is aggravated by warmth, so this will give you a very good idea. I hope this gave you a little bit of an idea about this remedy, Guaiacum, and a little bit about Formica rufa. And I do hope that you all of us, we don't get stuck into routinist prescription and try to explore. Because the idea is to explore, the idea is to come out of norms, the idea is to come out of comfort. And I do hope that some of you, if you would be interested, you would like to study with me. And we have some brilliant courses going on. Every weekend, we have this online weekend course where you can study with us. It would be great for you to join us. Thank you.